There's an undeniable force killing car culture, and it's been right in front of us this whole time. The brands that once drove our passion, from the names of Donut, BigTime, Speeed, Recaro, BBS, are now at the center of what's slowly changing it. So today we take a deeper look at what's really killing car culture, exploring the forces at play from corporate influence to shifting trends. And spoiler alert, you're gonna hate to hear about this one. If you're a fan of companies like Recaro and BBS, I'm sure you noticed the recent news about their insolvencies. But I bet the one thing you didn't notice was a slight change in the industry over the last couple of years. What is this slight change, you might ask? Well, I'll get to that in just a bit, and don't forget to stay till the end as I reveal how capitalism might be the death of car culture as we know it. You see, July 2024 brought some tough news for the automotive world, as two iconic brands, Recaro Automotive and BBS, filed for bankruptcy. Recaro, a name synonymous with high-performance seating, has been around since 1906, crafting seats that have become a staple in both racing and luxury vehicles. Meanwhile, BBS, founded in 1970, made its mark by producing some of the most beloved and recognizable wheels in motorsports history. So why is this a big deal? I mean, BBS already declared bankruptcy 5 times. This doesn't sound like any new information. Well, Recaro's insolvency announcement caught everyone off guard, including its own workforce. The company's nearly 200 employees were blindsided by the news, learning about the financial collapse at the same time the public did. For many, the shock of the situation was compounded by the lack of any prior warning, leaving workers to process the uncertainty of their future, just like everyone else. The way the news unfolded made an already tough blow even harder to swallow. The situation is troubling not only because of the shock to Recaro's employees, but also due to the wide ripple effect in the industry. But it doesn't just stop at Recaro, as BBS employees are facing their own struggles, having gone unpaid for nearly 2 months as the company grapples with its financial issues. Both brands' insolvencies signal deeper problems in the automotive supply chain and poses a threat to its livelihood of hundreds of workers. For enthusiasts, the loss of 2 iconic names could be a turning point in the car culture. But if you think that's bad, let's take a look at the recent causes behind automotive channels splitting up on YouTube, specifically Donut Media. But before we continue, a quick word from today's sponsor, Aura. Now, despite me only talking about car news, I wanted to talk about the recent data breach of over 2.9 billion records that were stolen from national public data. These stolen records includes a person's full name, address, date of birth, social security number, and phone number, along with alternative names and birth dates. If you weren't taking precautions with your personal information online before, this should be a huge wake-up call. As I said just a second ago, 2.9 billion records were stolen. Considering the United States only has 326 million people, when the security breach happened, you would have had about a 900% chance to get your content stolen. You've never been more vulnerable online than you are right now. But don't worry, Aura's got you. You see, Aura alerts me if they find my phone number, email, or social security number on the dark web. They're gonna let me know fast if anybody tries to use the information to access my credit card or bank accounts. And for peace of mind, they gave me up to $5 million in identity theft insurance should the worst case scenario happen. They also provide a bunch of other features to keep you safe online, all inside one little app. If you guys are interested, you can go down to the link description below and in the comments below. The link is aura.com/LukesCarTalk to try 14 days for free. Alright, now back to the video. You see, on November 9th, 2021, Donut Media was acquired by Recurrent, a digital media company. But the problem lies in what happened after they were acquired. When independent media outlets are acquired by larger companies, there's often concerns about how it may affect their content and creative division. And this is exactly what happened to Donut Media. Now, I made an entire separately video on this that you can take a look at in detail, so for the purpose of this video, I'll just touch on some of the main topics. First, after getting bought out, the original staff said they lacked editorial independence, which is the principle that content creators should have the freedom to make their own decisions about what to report and how to present information, without having interference from outside influences like owners and advertisers. Another thing that has happened at Donut just within the last 3 years is what I like to describe as monetization priorities. It seems that the focus shifts towards the content that generates more views or engagement quickly, rather than the content that might be more niche but highly valued by the core audience. And the last nail in the coffin for these smaller channels that get bought out are brand identity. Over time, these slow but sudden changes can potentially alter the brand's identity and relationship with its audience. We can use Hoonigan and Top Gear as an example. Top Gear suffered a loss of authenticity. As the show became more scripted and less spontaneous, it lost the genuine, unscripted banter that fans come to love, ultimately diluting its unique brand identity. And finally, what I promised from the beginning of the video, let's take a look at why corporate America is killing car culture. And it mainly boils down to 4 main shocking reasons. First is corporate takeover. Recaro, founded in 1906, was acquired by a private equity firm in 2020. The shift from family ownership to corporate control often prioritizes short-term profits over long-standing passion and tradition. Second is the financial instability. BBS, a wheel manufacturer beloved by enthusiasts since 1970, has declared insolvency multiple times in recent years. years. This instability highlights the challenges of competing in a globalized profit-driven market even for iconic brands. Thirdly is quality concerns. As the brands face financial pressure, there's a risk of compromising on the quality that makes them famous. Enthusiasts worry that the handcrafted precision of BBS wheels or the ergonomic perfection of Recaro seats might be sacrificed for cost-cutting measures. And lastly is a loss of heritage. Both BBS and Recaro built their reputations on innovation and quality over decades. The pressure for quick profits can lead to decisions that erode this hard-earned heritage, potentially altering the very essence of what made these brands special to car enthusiasts. So, I want to know what you guys think. Are you going to keep buying from these big brands, or are we going to see a shift towards these smaller independent companies? In terms of the YouTube side, are you guys going to keep watching Donut, or are you going to check out BigTime and Speeed? Do you think Recaro and BBS are going to fight through this rough patch, or will they finally meet their end? Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Please subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.